Yourself. Do it yourself です。緊張するな。
Welcome back to Do It Yourself episode 8 and 9. It was Thanksgiving, so I decided to cram this all together as I didn't have time to make this video. I will say, I know it is weird because I am an old man. I learned what a friend is from episode 8 and 9, and it reminded me of SpongeBob SquarePants when he was singing the word fun. Yes, I do love SpongeBob SquarePants. I remember going to the movie theater by myself and watching it because nobody else wanted to watch the movie with me. So there we go. He was singing about the word fun, and it was friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me, and N is for everywhere and anytime at all. So I think that was really cool because that is exactly what's happening in this club. We have Takumi that got some aprons from Rei's dad at Waku Waku 11, and she decided to make aprons for all of them. Another bonding experience.
Takumi, すごくいい感じだよ. Good job.
The girls are selling their pieces off here, and basically the older ladies in the neighborhood are attracted to it. I love how this lady was like, will it make my husband's heart flutter a bit? There we go. Romance isn't dead, no matter the age. That's true no matter what. Like, from young to old, that's how it's going to be in life. So get used to it, guys and girls. So they made 40,000 yen, which is a lot of money. And I'm like, they were talking about how this is almost enough to buy these tree attachment bolts. I'm like, what the heck? Tree attachment bolts? Really freaking expensive. I did not realize this. You know, you just think a bolt, okay, why not? It attaches to a tree. I didn't think it was going to be this expensive. So I went to a website, Treehouse Supplies. Yes, that is a real thing. So if you ever wanted to attempt to make a tree house, you can find websites that actually sell supplies. And this is the one I got it from. Very nice place. I haven't talked to anybody. The website just looks nice, is what I mean. So check it out. I mean, it's pretty dang expensive. Look at that. Tree attachment bolt, 216. Serufu asked the real question, how many of the things I made have sold? Because we know that these things were not the greatest. They were cracked. They're a little bit messed up. And we have Jobko. I zoomed in her eyes. You can see how dead her eyes were. She's just like, oh, they weren't good. They weren't going to sell, and they didn't sell. So Takumi, being that nice, great person with an idea, trying to save Serufu's dignity here, was like, you know what, we could put them up for a discount. Maybe people will buy them then. And I think they will. I think they'll sell at 30% off. Takumi, being ever nice, suggested that Serufu starts drawing these ideas onto a paper. And then I'm like, wait a second, she does draw. I remember her mom saying about, I think she said she was like eating the crayons, I believe. It might have been Play-Doh, but I was pretty sure it was crayons. Anyways, so this is actually the theme song. In the theme song, you have Serufu actually coloring here. And then right there, Serufu was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. I know I can do this. Let's do it. So then everybody started giving out their wild ideas, and they were definitely wild. They started normal, and then we got into some crazy stuff. So we got, I want to swing. How about a counter or something by the window so she can drink some tea? We have, I want a hammock, a chimney just for decoration, of course. How about I want to try swinging from a pulley on the roof of the secret hideout. And then how about a skylight? How about a drone landing pad? So we start really going out there, and then there was a... Can you imagine getting this list? Like you're the person that's supposed to draw this sucker in, and you got this giant list with all that stuff in there. I wouldn't know what to do. Not in my wildest dreams could I do this in one night. But you know what? Serufu, being all fired up, she stayed up all night and came out with this. That was really amazing. When I saw this, I was like, geez, I think she should just be an artist because this is really nice. If you could draw like this, you should probably be in the art club, and not the do-it-yourself club. But there was a lot going on in here. You know, if you... I remember, I don't know if this is still a thing, but because my dentist doesn't have this. Remember magazines or at the doctor's office, they would have like those highlights magazines, and there was something like this on here, and they're like, why don't you try to find the swing in the picture or the tire in the picture, right? You know, you just try to find all these picture in picture kind of deals, like the hidden what was it? The hidden item. I can't think of the thing right now, like what it's actually called, but you get the idea. There's so much stuff happening on here. I mean, there might even be where's Waldo somewhere inside of here. Waldo might be hiding in this picture somewhere, which would have been really cool actually if they threw that in there. Again, if this is Chainsaw Man, I'm pretty sure there'd be a hidden image in here somewhere.
いろんなイメージが湧いちゃって。
So we see a house being rocketed off. Actually, let me hide me for a second. Let me just show you this because I am in the way. There you go. There's the house being rocketed away with the tire swing. Pretty crazy, right? I mean, just that alone, it's amazing. It's an amazing drawing. So there was basically the observation was made that this is a tree town. It totally is. There's just crazy amounts of things in there. Roller coasters, Ferris wheels, just truly a work of art. I feel like if the people that drew this, they should hang this up, like this overall picture in their office. This should be hanging up on the wall. It should be signed by everybody. I think that would be really, really cool to have that up. Maybe they could give that away on Twitter. I think that'd be neat, sweet. Anyways, so they're trying to pick apart this picture, trying to take out the good parts, right? She had a swing from, it looked like planet to planet. That's how, was that on there? Did I see a planet? Oh, it is. Look, I'm sorry. I'm in the way again. I'm going to move myself so you can see it all. There is the actual, in the top right, you can see that in there. Oh my god, that's crazy. So, lots happening in that picture. Pretty neat to actually see. And then there's the hammock in there. Find that hammock. And in the end, after taking all that stuff, here we go. So we got the tire swing down there. We got a slide happening down there. It's pretty neat, everything that actually came up. And then we have this. And even then, I feel like this picture too is a really nice picture. I don't think I could do something like that. I'm pretty sure I can't. I mean, just even looking at the shading, I know I'm going too deep in this. This is way too much thought into this, but look at the tree itself. You have like the top part of the tree having the light colored, and underneath the tree it's even shaded darker to actually represent the shade of the tree. It's just not one color. I don't think you're gonna get that from most kids. I know that these are high schoolers, but still, I would probably draw colored in all one color. Just being telling the truth there, all one color. Anyways, so we have this Jobko saying she's gonna work on the blueprint. It's gonna be really easy. She looks tired. I don't know if that's how her eyes always were. I wasn't looking at it, but she looked tired in that picture. Anyways, so we go back to Serufu's house. Mom, Serufu talking about dinner. She tried to make curry with chicken, but we know where this conversation's going. Serufu was feeling down that she can't actually help build the secret hideout. Yeah, she could draw whatever that they wanted to do. She came up with that crazy design and then more simplified design, but she was upset about it. And you could tell everybody was trying to cheer her up by getting her to do this image and stuff. Again, friends, that's what they do for you. We see you down. We're trying to boost you in a way. Try to go with your strengths.
トンカチとノコギリとドライバー、その他もろもろの工具ってどこにあったっけ？
I do love Pudding. She, even though she can't come out and admit that they're friends and all that, like close friends, I don't know why still, but you know, she does worry about her a lot.
怪我しないといいけど。
Jobko looking at some designs from the past that her mom actually created a treehouse with her. It was really cool because we were able to see some background of Jobko here, and she was building this treehouse with mom. I guess this is where we start learning where she learned some of these skills, and her dad was happy too. Look at her, little Jobko. She almost looks the same. I know she's even smaller than her current self, but she's already small, so it doesn't seem like all that difference. Jobko does not actually know how to make a blueprint, So she enlists Pudding into helping her with this. So it'll take half the time for them to learn how to actually use a program to design a blueprint here. And of course, they finally get it done. We get the thumbs up. We get some blushing Jobko, which is pretty cool.
結構楽しかった。
We start learning a little bit more about why Pudding has not joined the do it yourself club just because she is making fun of it, saying it's moldy behind the times. But Jobko said the same thing. So hopefully sometime soon she joins up because it looks like she'd really enjoy it. We're gonna start building the secret hideout after midterms happen. And also, Serufu wants them to see something that she was working on, which was all that loud banging and stuff. And I do want to point out right here is you don't see band-aids covering her hands at all. So it is interesting to see what happens next. So do it yourself episode 9. So this continues into that whole theme of friendship, learning and all that. So we talk about the midterms.
ああ、3位でした。
Just because she's a klutz and clumsy doesn't mean that she's an idiot. But she is airheaded, so I guess that's where it comes in at. And then we find out Takumi, of course, she got the glasses, she's gonna be smart, she's top in her class. And then Jobko actually got 4th place, so she actually lost to Serufu, and really it's because of the Japanese class. She's not very good at it. That's how she ended up in the school in the first place. So I love her rant about how Japan has hiragana, katakana, and kanji, because I'm doing Duolingo and it's been pretty hard. I feel like Duolingo is nice. I'm able to pick up some words and all of that stuff and look at it, but I think I really need to write it down. I'm one of those people that need to write the sucker down to actually nail it. Because again, I don't want to just hear someone speak it. I want to be able to read it. And I get it. You have some questions and all that, but I don't think I could really truly master it unless I start writing it down myself. Again, I'm preparing for Japan, so it's supposed to go. I think we're gonna end up going in June next year. So I really need to hustle on learning Japanese. So again, she goes on this rant about like the Japanese language and all that, and we have handwritten answer sheets for tests, and there's no air conditioning, and I didn't put it in here, but there was a point where she was complaining about paper ballots for voting too, so that was kind of funny. She didn't do that great either on her midterms, and we also find out Ray.
ママってどれくらい？
After the midterm talk, Serufu tells everybody that, hey, by the way, come over to my house. I want to show you something. That's what we saw at the end of the last episode, and now they're finally going to do it. So we find out that Pudding was worried about Serufu. She heard all the banging, and you could see on her hands, on her actual fingers, there are more band-aids attached to her now than there were on the last episode. So between before the midterms and now after the midterms, she got damaged a bit more, which meant, as we found out later, she was not studying as much because she wanted to put some effort into whatever she was doing. And what she was doing was she was attempting to build out supplies for Meat's house. And I love this actual story. It was like this little clip of time when she was showing Meat's actual house when she wanted to do it. So when she brought Meat home, she thought it'd be nice if he would have his own house. She thought he was actually sad because he didn't have one. Jobko is trying to figure out why she's going through all this effort, and it's really because Pudding tells her it's probably because she wants to prove that she's useful for the group. Everybody else is building stuff. She wants to build stuff too. It's called do it yourself, right? Like, so you need to take a hammer out and start bashing things and making things look like actual useful items. And we find out that Serufu has not been able to do that, so she wants to prove to everybody that, you know what, she can build this sucker, and that's what we end up seeing here. She's just trying to do it. And Pudding definitely understands her. DIY coming over to the house. I love Serufu's mom. Look at her. I mean, she's just a cute, fun, lovely lady, especially with Serufu there, and both of them together. I like their interactions. Serufu, even more damage. You can see some band-aids on the actual forearm. That's what we got, the forearm, right? We got some band-aids on the fingers. We got band-aids on basically every finger on our left hand, just missing the pinky. But you do have one on the actual bottom. The shoes are damaged everywhere. So I almost was thinking in my mind of having, like, if you've ever played one of those shooting games, and is it Tarkov? One of those, any one of those where you have the picture of the guy, like the actual outline of the guy, and as you're getting hit, it turns yellow and then it turns red. I feel like that's how Serufu should be at this point. We should have like a little thing in the bottom left that just shows her like progressively through the episode just taking damage on there. She is showing them what she wants to do. What she really wants to do is show everybody. So she's been cutting all these materials. She was cutting up these pieces to make Meat's house. This is the hey, by the way, I'm going to show you. It's almost like if you go to Lowe's or Home Depot when they do a demonstration. That's what this is. As you can imagine, what's going to happen after this. She took a bit more hits to her pride, I think. So we have Pudding here asking, will you be able to finish that today, Serufu? She wasn't saying it in a mean way or something like that. I think she was just generally inquiring how long this is actually going to take. Everybody else decides to make other things while she's doing it. It was supposed to be like a watch me do this, but it got to be awkward because she's messing up. So Serufu mom comes out and offers some refreshments to the girls. And then we have the cat playing with the cat post that they built while they were waiting for Serufu. And then we also have like a food tray here, or food table. It was a food table for Pochi. Pochi, I think was the name. I don't remember the cat's name. So we have the progress of Meat's house. He was a little disappointed, as you can see here. It seems a little bit crooked.
My God!
She gets to this jigsaw. It was really cool what she was trying to attempt to do. She was trying to put like pig ears, tail on the actual house, the pig house. And I saw this and I'm like, please God, I know this can't be. I don't know if there's a rating on this show, but there's no way this thing is like a PG-13 or something. I saw this freaking jigsaw, and I'm like, you need to get that away from her. Someone needs to step in. Someone needs to be the adult here, right? And step in and say, you know what? We're probably not gonna let you have that. I was like, which finger does she have left to just lose here? And I'm like, the pinky, but the pinky's not close. We got the thumb still. We're about to lose a thumb, folks. Pudding is in shock. I am in shock about what has occurred, right? Luckily, we didn't lose any digits. It was that time that someone needs to step in and you go, you know what? So they let her play with this jigsaw, but we're going to step in afterwards, after what we saw, and say, you know what, we're a team. They didn't say we're friends, but we're a team. We're in this together. I mean, you have your strengths. We have our strength. You know what? We can all do this together. You shouldn't just be alone in all of this is the main message. Friends. One last word of encouragement that says, you know what? You come up with the ideas. And Jobko pointed out this was what Pudding actually says. So then Pudding was put on the spot. She felt a little awkward, right? I think that being able to come up with unique ideas, it's amazing, and that is what you are good for. And of course, that makes Serufu all excited and happy and all of that. That reminds me of Bocchi the Rock. If anybody hasn't seen that, Bocchi the Rock is so good. Alright, so you're not useless at all. We're going to come in and help you out. And she passes her the jigsaw. It's about time. It was probably like a couple minutes too late, but you know what? Nothing got harmed, so good. Pass it over. And then as the build is progressing, Meat is super happy, jumping in the air. I do love the part where, you know, to finalize the sucker, they put his hoof It's a hoof, right? His hoof and ink to stamp the actual house. And here is the finished product. Really, really cool. Okay, so thank you so much to everybody in the Do-It-Yourself Club. I like how Pudding didn't want to stand there. She was sitting off to the side like she did at the beach episode. So we have Serufu just sitting here, laying here in bed thinking about the secret hideout.
明日も楽しみ。
This foreboding music. I don't know about you when you were watching this, but I had this thought in my mind. I'm like, even before the sign came up, this open flame strictly forbidden. Before the sign came up, I was like, everything's feeling too good. Like, I know this is a feel good show, and they have friendship and bonding and all that, but I'm like, something horrible is about to happen. And then you see this sign, and I'm like, okay, something even more horrible is going to happen. And they get to the place where they put all their pallets, all their materials for the treehouse, and it's gone. And I would imagine that flame sign was basically saying that you probably shouldn't leave stuff that could be used for fire as well right there. So someone probably cleaned it up. So this is a fire hazard. We're going to remove it. And their stuff is gone. So all that work, all that effort is gone. So hopefully they can get more of those pallets. I mean, they were just pallets. They just have to haul those suckers back. I don't know what else is there. But hopefully that was the bulk of it. And that was the end of episode 9. Definitely another lovely episode. I can't wait to see what this actually happens on this next one. So it says DIY means rock bottom, impossible. With courage and drive, anything is possible. The power of friendships and just a will and determination. I think this would be really cool. So again, this show, a lot of fun, and I learned a lot from it. It feels good to watch this thing as I cruise into sleep after I finish this. So hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about it, and I will catch you on episode number 10. Have a good one.